Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Let's jump straight into the latest updates regarding NBA star Anthony Edwards and his child support battle with his baby mother, Aisha Howard. For those who may not be familiar with Aisha Howard, she is not only an Instagram model, but is also widely known as the first baby mother of rapper Lil Baby. Now, let's get into the details of this developing story. According to reports, Anthony Edwards recently won a court battle against Aisha Howard after making it clear that he does not want custody or visitation rights for their 4-month-old daughter. The court ruled in favor of Anthony's motion, arguing that California was not the correct jurisdiction to determine child support. He claimed that Aisha had been residing in Georgia, despite her statement in court that she had moved to California before giving birth to their daughter, Aubrey. Although Aubrey was born in California, Anthony alleged that Aisha intentionally filed her case there in hopes of securing a higher child support amount. At the latest hearing, the judge agreed with Anthony's claim, ruling that California does not have jurisdiction over the child support case. As a result, the matter will likely be handled in Georgia, where Anthony has his legal residence. However, the Los Angeles judge did schedule another hearing for March 20th to decide whether custody and visitation rights will be determined by a California court. During the hearing, Anthony made it clear that he is not seeking custody or visitation rights. He confirmed that he had taken a DNA test in December 2024, which officially established him as Aubrey's father. In a written declaration, Anthony stated, "Aisha and I share a minor child, Aubrey Summer Howard. Paternity was recently confirmed through DNA testing. I am not seeking custody or visitation of Aubrey. Therefore, the only remaining issue to be resolved is financial in nature." Essentially, Anthony's argument in court was that Aisha filed the case in California to increase her child support payments, despite allegedly living in Georgia. However, what has caused a major stir on social media is Anthony's firm stance on not being involved in his daughter's life. Many people are reacting emotionally to the situation, finding it heartbreaking that Aubrey may grow up knowing that her father publicly stated in court that he does not want to be present in her life. From an emotional standpoint, this is devastating because no child should have to experience rejection from their parent. However, from a logical perspective, it appears that Anthony Edwards had already made his stance clear before the child was even born. Leaked text messages between Aisha and Anthony show that he had previously warned her that he would not be involved in the child's life if she decided to go through with the pregnancy. Now, it seems he is simply following through on his word. The situation gained even more attention when the Shade Room and other media outlets covered it, leading to heated discussions online. One social media user commented, "Y'all trapped a known deadbeat. Everyone in this situation is in the wrong, LOL." Aisha Howard, also known as Little Miss Golden, quickly responded saying, "Nobody trapped him, and nobody even knew he had kids. What part of he abandoned and hid his kids don't y'all understand?" Her response was met with skepticism, as many pointed out the previous text messages, where she expressed shock that Anthony wouldn't want to be part of his child's life. In those messages, she told him, "It's surprising that you wouldn't want to be in your own child's life when you've already stepped up for a child that isn't yours." This was a reference to Anthony's relationship with his girlfriend Shannon, who already had a child with rapper Chief Keef. Anthony had reportedly been a father figure to Shannon's child, which made Aisha believe he would do the same for his own biological daughter. To further prove her side of the story, Aisha shared screenshots showing that Anthony had been messaging her since May 7th, 2022. According to her, this showed that he had been pursuing her for years. However, some people argued that just because a man chases a woman for years doesn't mean he has serious intentions. It could simply mean he wanted to be intimate. Many people pointed out that women, especially those in the IG model scene, should recognize the difference between persistence for a serious relationship and persistence for something casual. A man can pursue a woman for years without having any long-term intentions, especially if he is already in another relationship. Looking at the bigger picture, it's clear that everyone in this situation is facing consequences, including the child. Anthony Edwards has to pay financially, as child support is now a legal obligation for him. Aisha Howard will have to raise her daughter as a single mother, which is not easy despite having financial support. She will also face continued public scrutiny over this situation. Aubrey, the child, is the one who suffers the most, as she will grow up without her biological father's presence in her life. At some point in the future, Aubrey may question why her father was not involved, and Aisha will have to explain the situation to her. Even if she has the love and support of her mother and potentially a stepfather, the absence of her biological father may still have an emotional impact. As for Anthony Edwards, his actions suggest that his resentment is directed more toward Aisha than toward their child. Many believe he is choosing not to be involved as a way of making a point that he never wanted this child, and that Aisha ignored his wishes. In one of the leaked texts, he told Aisha, "What kind of sick person are you to have this baby when I told you I wouldn't be there?" If Aubrey ever asks him why he wasn't around, his likely response would be, "I told your mother not to have you." However, that is not something any child would want to hear. What makes this even more controversial is the fact that Anthony is actively involved in raising another daughter, the child he shares with his girlfriend, Shannon. This has led to criticism that he picks and chooses which children he wants to support, rather than taking responsibility for all of them. At the end of the day, it seems like Anthony Edwards is living the life he intended. The only family he acknowledges is Shannon, her child, and the child they share together. Any other children he fathered outside of that relationship do not fit into the life he planned for himself, which is why he appears to be ignoring them. Many are hoping that as he matures, Anthony will reconsider his stance and choose to be present in all of his children's lives. However, based on his current actions, it doesn't seem likely, at least not anytime soon. This situation also highlights a bigger issue among celebrities and athletes who engage in unprotected relationships without discussing the consequences beforehand. If Anthony Edwards truly did not want any children outside of his relationship with Shannon, that is a conversation he should have had before engaging in unprotected encounters, not afterward when the pregnancy is already a reality. At this point, people are starting to see a pattern with Anthony Edwards. This isn't just a one-time situation, it has happened multiple times. If a man repeatedly finds himself in this position, it suggests reckless behavior and irresponsibility. At some point, he needs to take accountability. But what do you all think? Do you believe Anthony Edwards is in the right for sticking to his word and refusing involvement? Or do you think he should take responsibility for all of his children regardless of the circumstances? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching Room for Tea. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night.